Hi everybody. We're up to day 8 of the 100-day challenge project, 100-day project, and good morning. It's still morning here for me, and usually I wait till the afternoon because of the sun and the camera, and I realised that it was actually really limiting me. It was limiting me to when I could film. And I realised probably what I need to do is have some lights set up for the night time and the morning, because sometimes I wake up at 5 and I could get started. So anyway, we're up to day 8, and I know I'm sort of rushing through them a little bit because I want to catch up a bit more to Sarah and Rachel. But for now, I'm doing this. I might get another one in today. If I don't, I don't. That's just the way it is. So let's start. The first thing I wanted to do was make a little kimono. I did a little kimono workshop, and that was fun. And I will show you how to make a kimono. Very easy. I'm just going to use this to make this bit thicker. And because we're doing black and white, I decided, I think everyone's doing old black and white photos, but black and white, what do you think? What do you think about black and white? I know I can be quite contrary, and if everyone's doing one thing, I'll find something else to do. If everyone's using lace, I'll make it classic. If everyone's making it classic, I'll use lace. No, I don't actually. I don't use lace very much. Where's my bone folder? There it is. So what we're going to do is, I've got a little book already. I don't know if you want the measurements, because I think you can probably make it up yourself. So there's a little bit of writing paper in here, a bit of black card, then another bit of white around the outside. Do you want the measurements? I'll give you the measurements if you want the measurements. So roughly 11 centimetres for the black by 5 centimetres. And the white I've just cut just a little bit short of it. Now I'm going to do the kimono shape. Got a little template here. I'll just do it on the back here. Okay, this is the shape. I'm just going to cut this out. I just moved to the other side of the table because I thought it was looking quite dark on my camera, because it was a bit, yes, it was a bit glary. I was making a shadow on the camera, so I moved to the other side. And I tell you what, one day I'm going to get it right. One day. But for now, let's soldier on. So we're going to just basically fold this in half. And slip it over the top there. So what we actually want is maybe a little, we can make something that'll create the neckline. Alright, so it doesn't have to be very wide. you just cut a strip, fold it in half like that, and it's going to go over here like this. But what we want it to do is be like a V-neck. So the side where the crease is, where the fold is going to be the widest, and then we're just going to make a little point. And let's hope we make it nice and evenly. There we go. Get my gluing paper. Still on the Olympic theme here, weightlifting. Well, let's pretend this is a sumo wrestler's kimono. Yes, you've got to laugh. All right, so how do we work out where the middle of that is? We guesstimate it. And we stick it on. And I didn't like that guesstimate. I didn't think that was good at all. There we go. Now we've got a little V for the neckline. I'm going to, because it's a black and white challenge, and I very rarely use a black ink, but I did look through my little cupboard and found a black ink, and I decided I was going to use it for, it's a really, it's not a very good one. I think it was a very, very cheap one, but anyway, that's all I got in terms of black ink, and I decided I was going to kind of distress around the edges of this to add something extra to the kimono. Because why not? Because we can. I was watching someone who's an acrylic pouring artist, and she would always say, and why? Because we can. And I always liked that. I thought that was great. All right, so that took me 2 seconds. That didn't take very long at all. I think you could choose whether you paste that down or not. I probably would, actually. I might, because it's sort of flapping around there. And I don't know, but you probably might want to leave this area. You could put more in. You don't necessarily need to pin it or staple it or anything like that, because the kimono is going to hold it on, and I would put it into, I didn't get one out before I pushed my table up to the drawer that has them in, but I would just put a little clip in to hold it in your book where you want it. Anyway, but let's put this bit on here, and then we'll do one little finishing touch that I think will be good. In the middle first. As best as possible. Yeah, so that you could use this template for making any sorts, and I might make another one another time when there's a bit more of a colourful theme, because you could always now that that's folded, give it a good thing, a good thing. Whatever that is. A good mush. How about mush? How's that for a word? Because the paper is going to fold out that way a bit. Here we go. Get it so you're happy. Which side? Get it so you like the side. think I like that. That side's, I like that side. Let's try this. Okay, I like that. Now I would use, now I don't have any ribbon, I don't have any string. We can always make one though. Let's just use a little strip of black. Where are you going? It's running away. That's probably enough. To make a little cummerbund. Cummerbund. What's it called? Cumberbatch. Benedict. There you go. And probably just a bit of glue stick. You don't want it too tight because you want to be able to actually slip it off when you're about to use it, if you're going to write in it. There, just like that. So there you have it. There's my little black and white. Well, I think I'm going to make something else. That's one thing. It's so cute. I know this is yellow. Sorry about that. I can't follow the rules too well. I thought I'd make a little card, little tuck spot, a tuck thing to tuck in. Card. Okay, so that I just already stamped that. Put a little stamp from, I think it's from one of the, not sure the name, but from one of the fairy stamp packets. I kind of like them, they're so cute. And I have, so yesterday when I was making, or yeah, the day before, I don't know what day it is anymore, when I was making the underwater scene, I used one of my printables. This was the original collage that has got many layers, and then I've actually scanned I've only got an A4 scan, so I decided I wanted to make a larger collage, but then I realised, well, I've only got an A4 scan, so I had to scan it in 2 halves. And then what I did was made a whole heap of printables where I've lightened, darkened, used previous layers. And so I have been making, as I said yesterday or the day before, no, it was yesterday, I did 2 yesterday. What I said was that I had made a whole heap of sepias. Every time I put in and do my printables, I make sepias, and I decided I was probably going to do a whole folder of sepia only, but I've now started doing sort of grayscale and black and white, and I think I might end up, not that I've got enough yet to do it, but I might end up doing a few a printable pack with the brown, black and white and grayscales on. Because why not? Because we can, as she said. I don't want to go overboard. I want some writing space left. Although I might just cover that with paper so it can be. All right, I'm going to do that. See, we just do it as we go along. We make this stuff up. I like that. I don't want a fully beveled edge like that on this one. Not in enough. so I can see it. I'm gonna ink off this one. Looks a little bit like a snowstorm. I like that. Put that one there. This one here. What else can we put on? If we're going to cover the back up, no, I think maybe just a little bit of some numbers, maybe. Dirtying it up a little bit. It's just looking a bit too nice. Come on, don't be too nice. Okay. Go. I might if it wasn't a black and white challenge, I may have decided to fill in some of these, but I'm not actually thinking I'm going to right now. No, I'm not doing that. Just went over the other side of the room for a minute to see if maybe I might just stick on a couple of these, which will require, and that will cover up how bad my sewing machine is at all this sort of thing, which is why I stopped using it, as I said yesterday. That I might have to use the other glue, which disappeared apparently. Which is on the other side of the room as well. Here we go. The cheaper Fabric Fix, pretend to be a different glue but really is Fabric Fix in a bottle. Craft glue. Thanks, Spotlight. Happy to have something a bit cheaper. Smells the same. Works the same. Probably is the same. Don't mind me, I just ramble along to myself. My flatmate's actually gone to work today. I think I said the other day, she can work in her school. One of the schools she can work at, she has to go in because there are some kids that are at risk that go in. And she's a speech pathologist, so she's able to go in and support them and then still do some of the kids online. So she comes back very happy when she's been able to get out of the house for a day or two. She's going to do that 2 days a week at the moment. That's how that school's working it. Alright, that's covering up a bit of that. And I think we could use a bit of this. Let's see. Ink that. Top. Didn't double check whether it was too wide or not, but there you go. Let's cut that bit off. It's almost a belly band, isn't it? Like it matches the matches. Alright, let's give it a little bit of a distress around the edges. If I do much more of this, I'm going to need a proper black ink pad. I just don't usually find it a bit, or maybe it's a bit too severe. Well, actually, I know what it is. We live in Melbourne. Melbourne's known as the place that everyone wears black. And I wore black for a long time. And after a while I thought, I feel like I'm in funeral clothes. This is ridiculous. I'm going to actually start to wear colour and try to phase black out. Well, I like black yoga pants, you know. I still wear my yoga pants in black. I prefer them black. Yeah, so I guess I started to tell myself, let's avoid black. So it went across the board. I don't even use black ink. I don't make black and white pictures. Alright, we've got that. We've got this, which is a little card with some writing. So we probably might need a tuck spot, but I'm actually just going to go all out and say that maybe I forgot to work out whether or not that would fit in the journal. These 8 black and white. It does. So I might be doing what I did the last time, putting a little, oh there you go, that didn't last. A little tuck spot little thing, a little kimono. So that's going to just be pinned up there. And this could be, you know what? These will both be pinned on here for number 8. And was I going to make something else? I'd like to make something else, but that's what's going to go in here anyway. I'm going to make something else because I can. While I'm here. Okay, so I have, this is the back of the old El Paso taco village. So these are good for making cards, or this is going to be way too big for my other one, but I found the back of the Olympic book. Look at this. There's all these runners and things, and look, I found this lady, and look how funny. I find that, I don't know about you, but I find that rather hilarious. And so I think I'm just going to make a little collage. I'm going to have to fussy cut her out because, honestly. Sonja Hennie from Norway is who that is. And maybe this will go in my little Olympic journal when I make it. Now I know it's very dark, but I can see that there's the back of that skate. That's how it goes. I didn't used to figure skate, but I used to speed skate. We used to call them, these ones are called figure skates, and the racing skates, I think they're called speed skates, but for some reason we used to call them tubes. Like, that was back in the 70s. Tubes. Anyway, they were the speed skates for the speed skaters. And I used to just love that. I used to just love going round and round and round and round on that ice rink. Go every Saturday when I was in my teens. Escape from the family home. Not that I had to escape, I just felt like I wanted to escape. And go and have a great time, going round and round and round in circles. That's about all I did. These figure skaters were brilliant. They could do all kinds of things. Had my first boyfriend at the skating rink. Didn't last. Found out he was engaged. What a shyster. Found someone else who wasn't engaged. Married him, and then didn't stay married to him because he was highly abusive for 5 years, and that wasn't good. Look at her. There you go. Well, now I might use some of these other bits of papers. Let's just find a few. Will she stand out? She does stand out on there. She stands out on there, but we've kind of cut that a bit. She stand out on that. She stands out on that. I like her standing up. Out on that. This is another printable. Oh well, actually no, it's not uploaded as a printable. This is one of my prints that I made. It's actually more, it's colourful, but what I did was printed out a bit of paper and made it more grayscale. And I think maybe a little bit of that, this bit here. Just to add a little bit of a contrast under there. A little bit bluey, and that little bit of yellow is still in there. But I'm happy with it though. I'm going to put it in because we can always distress it and bring the colour to match a bit better. I've got a frog in my throat today. I went for a beautiful walk around the block this morning and got some lovely pictures. Even though it's autumn, or if you're in America, that's fall. And the beautiful leaves, they're just turning, they're looking gorgeous, but there's all sorts of colourful things out as well. And it was some beautiful roses, and there was the olive trees with green and black olives. Some have really large olives that are quite black. Yeah, oh, very, very beautiful, beautiful. Bit cool because the weather's getting colder. But I was all rugged up, but by the time I got back, oh boy, it was so warm. Yeah. I was wearing a hat and a scarf, and by the time I got back, I'd taken them all off. I was wearing a raincoat just in case, because you never know with Melbourne. And you know what's a good thing to do? I don't know if you do this, you probably do, but a good thing is listening to podcasts. And I was listening to a lovely podcast, and that was great. It was really quite enjoyable. Okay, this one has to go down first. That's my gluing paper. Sure that's going to fit in there. And yep, okay, that one. Give me a bit of gluing paper. More wrestling. Greco-Roman style, this one, with Russia at the top winning. There you go. Doesn't say what year that one is. Okay. Going to leave a little bit of white around there to have a spot to distress. Now, here we go. Let's put her on. Olympian figure skating champion. I don't know why I find it amusing, but it is. There you go. There we go. Gonna stay down. So I need a little. I think it needs something here still. I'm just going to go around the edge here. Help it be a bit more, I guess, three-dimensional in a way. Or is that two-dimensional? Two or three? Maybe it's just two-dimensional. I was going to just get a little bit of smudging up on that, even a bit on that too, to bring that back. And what was her name? Where's that bit of paper? Sonia. Let's see if we've got an S. No. No. We do not have an S. What else can we put on? A little stamp, maybe? A little stamp. Why? Just because. Because we can. Thank you, lady that's giving me a good lot of laughs today. I have to look her up and find out what her name is. There. Let's put that one on too. Palermo. Okay. So there is another little card, and that can have that on the back. That's easy. I should tea stain it. But we're doing black and white, so it's going to be white. And I know that what might happen is that cardboard might be a bit shiny and it might not stick all the way down. So I think what I'll do is give it a little bit of a help with a bit of this stuff around the edge. And let's just do this around here as well. Give it a bit of definition. See if that works. Oh, how cute is that? Here we are. Let's just put a little camera in the corner. Because maybe it's a postcard. Maybe some more. Just going to go to town. Just going to keep going. How long have we been going? I can't even see. I can't even see my camera. Long enough, some might say. I don't want the G. I don't want the G on there. Come on, let's come off. Okay, I think I'm done. So we've got black and white, got a little card, figure skating, which can go into a wider journal, won't fit in this one. And we have the little kimono, and we've got another little writing card that I'm just going to probably clip them there. And that's it for me for the black and white for today. Stay safe